To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here are the Commanders making their way out. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Wilson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. And that is incomplete. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Back deep is Boston Scott. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A first carry for Tyler Algier. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Bengal 1st down on the 16-yard pickup there.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And a short gain down to about the 33. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 14 carries, 52 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Now Rodgers. On target to his man, Likely. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. The Bengals are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Rodgers going to throw. Out of his hands quickly to Higgins. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. 3rd and 4. Now Rodgers. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close, and it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning. They got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
They go play action with Wilson.
That'll be taken in downfield by Godwin.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
3rd and 19.
Now Wilson.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Jack Fox now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on... I mean, you have in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field, and to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the 1st. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 30-yard line.
Once again, it's Jacobs.
And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Looks like a 2nd empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want. Loss. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. And the Washington offense heading out.
We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10.
Motion man right is Rice.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep, and he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort.
Throwing is Wilson.
Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll run with Gibson.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. No score after one on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. In motion left, Godwin. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the deep. Engaged. Their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 6. And the Washington 1st down.
A give up the middle to Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's Wilson to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. And defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Wilson. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And the Commanders get out to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So here is Washington now to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. And he's got it. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Gibson is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Gibson again. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders add 6 to their lead. The point after, good by Grupe. And the lead grows to 10-0. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. To throw is Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Brings up 3rd down and 11. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. It'll be a loss of 15 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. On the stop that time, it was Josey Jewell. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Here's a 2nd and 5. Wilson. And that'll be incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's Wilson. Short throw. He's got Kraft. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Here's a quick pass. He's got Chris Godwin. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Wilson. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Tucker Kraft, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Groupie able to add the PAT. And that makes our score 17-0. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. First and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked up by Garrett Williams. And he will bring this one back. An interception. Turn for a Commanders touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders, it's not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here first and 10. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick 6. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Rodgers. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. On the return is Jones. So
no break needed. Let's get back to it. Week 3, here we go with quarter 3.
The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Bengals. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Off play action, it's Minshew.
No hesitation, goes right back to Likely.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Here's Minshew. This pass complete to Higgins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Here's Jacobs. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal.
A pickup of 2 brings up second and goal.
Now Minshew. Over the middle, complete. It's Jennings. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. Minshew sets to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And this shutout is going to continue as the defense holds again. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Gibson again. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. A handoff for Gibson. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati set to take over once again. The Bengals drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw here. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Josie Jewell. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 2nd down and 4.
11-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
That's good for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Out of the gun is Minshew. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Jacoby Myers from a yard out. And the Bengals take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Zach Taylor's made the decision. They'll go for 2 here.
The Bengals will line up for the...
And Minshew will throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion. Caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Jones breaking from the contact. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here's Gibson on the read option. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Drops it to Jones in the flat. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Gibson here running out of the gun. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Patrick. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Throwing is Wilson. Throw right side taken in by Gibson. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. Here's Wilson to throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Wilson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Russell Wilson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Commanders look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Into the hands of Hendershot. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
That's another Bengals 1st down. 1st and 10.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Looking to throw. Complete to Likely on the out route. The offense on 3rd down tonight, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
That's another Bengals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 15.
Now back to throw. Pass complete. He's got Hendershot. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective, and he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Gardner Minshew, a 12-yard touchdown run. They'll look to throw, and the Bengals are able to cut into that deficit. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On third down, here's Gibson. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. An inside give to Jones. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Now a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
They'll go again with Gibson.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And here's a give to Gibson.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.